My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Geminis. I'm Gabriella from Gabrielle's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general love reading of 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these two beautiful roses as a token of my love and appreciation for you all for supporting me. I love you guys incredibly. So thank you so much for your love and devotion towards my channel and myself. So this 5-card love reading includes where the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, fourth the past, the fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then a Favole. But let's get started with card number 1, which is you. Queen of Scepters. Oh my goodness. This is like confidence, courage. It's like really, a very strong, passionate card. And, you could have Leo somewhere in your star chart. It's like, I know how courageous, determined, a lot of Geminis are in this world. But, to get the Queen of Wands is just such a very passionate. I'm getting both senses, the ones who are single and the ones who are in a relationship. But I think this card more or less applies to you both in this world because, the thing is, it's like it takes a lot of strength and confidence, to enter into any kind of relationship of some kind, any kind of commitment. But the thing is, it's like this could, will be you, in a current, relationship, being very confident, strong, determined in your own way. The thing is, I just think it's just very, very, very passionate as well. And the thing is, it's like for the ones who are single, I could see that you do have a lot of strength. It's like, maybe, it's like you've been through a couple of negative experiences and you're pretty much confident and strong enough to even, will be in a single situation, 100% your prerogative and else, in any way, it's like I'm never going to judge anybody based on, their relationship status in any way. But I just think that it's very interesting and very, strong and passionate to get this card. Wow, that's pretty cool. Cool. I'm still trying to, acclimate myself into this, modern day terminology, but I'm still trying to, we'll get into it. But anyway, let's find out who the other person is. Ace of Knives. Oh my goodness. It could be a fellow air sign. It could be another Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But this person is also incredibly determined to want to be with you. So, it's like kudos to both of you. For the ones who are, single, maybe, you have your eye on somebody. Maybe you're going to be going on a courtship date with somebody. But for the ones who are in a relationship, I can see, how this, other person was incredibly determined to want to be with you because, the difference between the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords is, the Ace of Swords is like putting time and effort into wanting to be with somebody, trying to instigate a relationship, courtship, dating, whatever humans do and stuff. So, it's like, I get it, how this person really, wanted to be with you. It's not as determined as the Knight of Swords, but the Ace of Swords is still pretty, strong enough to say, okay, I'm going to use this sword and I'm just going to start carving my way through all kinds of setbacks. Maybe I have to have patience, but whatever it may be, this card is just very, 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 passionate in its own way. So, it's like, I think that's pretty cool. Again, cool. Okay, I'm going to have to, maybe use other words, but either way, yeah, but for the ones who are, single, maybe you have your eyes on this person who's also probably shares the same beliefs and values and traditions, maybe religious background of some kind, and, it's like, hopefully, it'll work out in the end because, it's like that saying, well, two birds of a feather flock together and stuff like that, if you feel like that you have, like, a lot in common with somebody and stuff like that, that pretty much also can help, any kind of relationship, building and, wow, yeah. I really hope the best, for you with this person. What's the relationship like? Two of Grel's, l'amour, as the French say, with love. But love, I see Two of Cups. My goodness. So congratulations if you found the other person of your life. Man, woman, Ace of Swords, fire, air, earth or water or something. But what I mostly see here is this looks like incredibly harmonious between you and the other person. And again, congratulations. If you guys are going to be celebrating anniversaries, maybe you just got married, maybe you just got proposed to, or maybe you're going to be proposing. But for the ones who are single, I can understand how, it's like you really want to be with this person because you realize that, you guys are meant to be. Man, women, whoever, but I just think that this looks incredibly promising at all costs because the thing is, it's like Two of Cups is like really like the idea, the ideal, partnership, between two individuals and stuff like that. So it makes sense, it's like how you would pretty much, want to be with this person. Wow. I really, hope the best on that. The past, the Hermit. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like this card mostly applies to the ones who are single or who were single, or at least, who are even, in a relationship, because the Hermit is about having to do introspection. It's kind of needing to be alone for a bit. I mean, maybe, you did go through some negative, divorces or breakups and stuff like that, and that's why you are incredibly confident and strong to be in the single position as well, where you pretty much just think, oh, I've been through 2, 3, 4 different types of people. I just cannot, deal with any more, relationship drama anymore. 100% your prerogative at all costs. So, the thing is, it's like, as long as, you're happy with, your current situation, that's, the most important thing to look at. Now, for, the ones who are in a relationship, again, maybe you've been through a couple of negative relationships. Maybe, you did do some introspection, or, you could have been with a Virgo, because that's what the Hermit is all about. You could even be with a Leo or another air, or even, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. But either way, it just looks like, yeah, you probably needed some time to yourself, but if you're in this current relationship, again, congratulations. Let's see what the future holds. The Fool. Okay, I feel like that this card, mostly applies to the ones who are about to embark on this new love journey. Congratulations, and I really hope the best on all ends, regarding love, because I feel like, it's like, and nothing ventured is nothing gained, so I feel like, even though this is an Aquarius card, you could be with an Aquarius in the future. Maybe that's who this other person is. Geminis and Aquarius can make a beautiful match. The thing is I just see that you are definitely going to be taking a leap of faith. For the ones who are in a relationship, maybe you want to actually, what do you call, try out new, love, tactics or strategies, or you want to try something new or something. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to go to different restaurants, whatever it may be, or maybe you guys want to add more fire and passion in your romance life, whatever it may be. But it's about taking a leap of faith of some kind. So, I mean, hopefully, the other person will be, accepting of this, situation. But either way, I just think it's very admirable and honorable that you would want to actually, try out new things, or even at least embark on this new individual, whoever it may be. Wow. Let's see what Oracle has for my beautiful Geminis. Ah, Sacrifice. Okay, Sacrifice is an interesting card, especially for the single ones. Renunciation, offering, and letting go. The thing is, it's like any kind of sacrifice is, doesn't always have to be in a negative situation. But I mostly see here is, it's like, when you take a leap of faith, that's kind of like, sacrificing, like, to see, if something is going to work out or not, it's like, because you're kind of sacrificing your vulnerability, to try something new and stuff like that. So that's kind of like thinking, I'm kind of putting my heart, like, sort of on the surface level, that's kind of, and the thing is, it's like, I don't think anything is going to be, negative in any way, but, but yeah, it's like, but should, will you deal with somebody who just, hypothetically, if this is a person you want to be with and you pretty much, have your eyes and heart set on this individual, whoever it may be, the thing is what I want to, will remind you all out in this world is if you, deal with any kind of rejection, any kind of, negativity and stuff like that, consider it their grand loss for not wanting to actually try you in the sense, because the thing is again, for the other person as well, is nothing ventured is nothing gained, it's like, if it's only, the surface level, that humans just only want to, will be attracted to, then, you could already, tell that they are incredibly shallow. 100% your prerogative if you want to even be with that person in any way. However, the thing is you want to make sure, or at least, let the other person know, to, in other words, you don't have to immediately tell them this, but I'll just say, nothing ventured is nothing gained. So, it's like if you don't even want to try, being with somebody, how would you know, that on the surface level that was never meant to be? So, but if, feel like any kind of rejection, any kind of refusal, anything, that you pretty much just think, okay, it's like, well, I tried something and it just didn't work out. I was the fool in the situation. Never ever consider yourself the fool in any way. Always will consider it their grand loss because, it's like, well, they don't know the entire story of who Gemini really is, right? So, but that's my kind of, little advice that I want to offer. And the thing is, it's like, hopefully, it won't, end up like that. But either way, I just feel like, always consider it the other person's grand loss. And, always, let go and, and see, where, your love and romance takes from here in any way. Okay. Let's see what Favole has for my beautiful Geminis. Six of Wands. That's what the Six of Crosses are all about. Grand, beautiful celebration. So congratulations on all ends for my beautiful, amazing Geminis in this world. I think, it's like, there's definitely going to be, a beautiful, ceremony. And the thing is about sacrifices, it's like, yeah, the only thing that you're going to be letting go is maybe, I don't know. I really can't really think of anything per se, but I do see, it's like, yeah, that's, there is definitely a beautiful, celebration on the rise. So I think, and even for the ones who are already in a current relationship and stuff like that, it's like, if you want to add more, flair, more passion, more fire into your life or in your romance and stuff like that, you are taking a leap of faith and stuff like that. But I do see still a grand, celebration no matter what for, the ones in a relationship and the ones who are single and about to embark on this new relationship. So, well, I'm going to have to leave it at that, but if this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I just want to thank you guys incredibly so much for supporting me and my channel. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going to go back to general readings, so I'm going to go back and forth between general love for now, but I just want to say how much I love you guys incredibly. Thank you so much. I love you guys.